So on a Friday morning in July, I texted Jessie and asked her if she could add me to the women's retreat. And she said, yes, you have the last spot. So I was pretty excited about that. Nervous, excited, maybe regretting my thought after she said sure. So fast forward to going on the retreat, leading up to the days of it, I was thinking of any way that I could not go. Trying to make, oh, I'll miss Wyatt's t-ball game. Oh, I'll miss this, I'll miss that. I don't want to go. But my husband Joe said, no, you have to go. So I drive up there, I get there, I go into this room and there's all these women that I don't know. And I get back in the car and went to the exit and was like, I'm just gonna go drive back home. I don't want to stay here and do this. This is too much for me, I'm uncomfortable. But I stayed, I prayed at the exit and God said, turn around and go back to where you're going. So I get there and I go in, and first night was good. You know, the speakers were really good and everybody at my table was nice. I actually sat down with people at my table that were in my room that I did not know. So that was kind of, you know, I was like, well, that's a sign, you know. And Saturday was good. By Saturday afternoon, I was like, okay, I'm kind of ready to go a little bit. And then Rachel asked me to go shopping with them. And so I got to ride in the car with Lisa, which was a nice talk that kind of calmed me down. And I felt a little bit better to get away from it for a little bit and come back. And then Saturday night was good. Jessie spoke and it was a lot at that moment. After she spoke and I went back to my room, I just felt like this, just so much information like in my head from all the testimonies and the speakers, and it was overwhelming and I was completely out of my comfort zone. And I went to my room and just like lay down by myself. And I woke up on Sunday and I thought, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna get in the car and I'm done. I'm gonna go. I don't know that feeling. It was just uncomfort feeling of being, not to say by myself, but I felt by myself a little bit. And it was no one's fault but my own. It was me. I think that I came in with like a closed heart, for sure. I don't know, I can't really, it's hard for me to describe that feeling. And then Sunday, like I said, I got up, said I was gonna leave, and I thought, well, let me read my Bible real quick. And I opened up to the exact verse that Jessie had spoke about the night before. And I was like, well, I don't think that you can have a better sign than that. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just gonna stay. It's just a couple hours. And so we go in and, you know, I still was ready to go. But I thought I can tough it out for a couple more hours. And I felt good about the weekend. It wasn't that I felt bad about it, but I was just this overwhelming, just this heaviness on me. And then Melissa started speaking. And I had almost like tuned her out. And then she said something, and it was a study that I was doing with my Bible study group. And it was, I can't remember the exact thing that she said, and I just looked up and I was like, oh yeah, you know, it was like something just like clicked inside of me. And I just started crying for no reason. I was like, why am I crying? Like there was nothing that she said a lot. And then she was talking about writing stuff down, and I just immediately started writing stuff down. And then someone else stood up. Well, she started talking about the write things down and burn it. And I had started writing down already, and then someone else stood up and she was like, let's just go all and burn it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was just doing that before she even stood up and said that. And then I was just crying, and I just started writing everything down, a lot of things that no one knows about but me and God. Things that my husband doesn't even know about. Thoughts in my head, things I've done. Things that I feel bad for doing, and I don't know why I would do them. And it was just, felt so good to write it all down and for God to take it away from me. And it was just, and everybody was doing this. There was not anybody who wasn't sitting there writing things down, crying about whatever was in their heart, whatever was making them hurt. And we carry those with us all the time. And went up on the stage and got to hug Terry, which she's just glorious. I love her. And then I talked to Melissa, and we spoke for a minute, and then I just sat and went and sat on the floor and cried. And I just felt so much better. I can't even explain the feeling. I wish everybody could feel that, of what was in that room at that moment. And I left there, and I just felt like everything was lifted off of me. Everything that I felt bad for doing or not doing, it was just completely lifted up, and it was like it was gone. And I felt like a new person. And then we got to burn it, and it was literally burnt away. And I mean, and I still struggle. You come back and you're on this like high of, wow, that was awesome, but there's days that I still struggle. But I know that if I get up every morning and read my Bible and study, I feel better throughout the day. And when I don't, I feel like a hot mess. And it shows in that day. Like I can't even, it's like I can't even go through the day and function if I don't get up and do that. And I'll say, oh, I'll do it later in the day. No, your mind is somewhere else. So Terry says it all the time. You have to get up and do it, and that is for sure. But my life was changed that day. And I hope that I can help other people get there.